All right, EDLD 519. We are back this week with measures of central tendency and variability. Super exciting stuff, but stuff that we need to know, I think, as educators. It can give us some good information. So, the first exercise that you have been asked to do for your Excel homework this week is average. Obviously, that's a word that we're all familiar with. I think we use it, maybe we hear it more often than we'd like. But we're going to take a look at this really quickly because it can give you a quick little piece of information that could be helpful. So I use the exact same question that came from your Excel Quick Guide book on pages 8 and 9. And we're looking at the average speed of response and accuracy. So I suppose these might be 10 students who are taking a quiz, and their response time and then how accurate they were with their answers. So to find the average, I have this set up here just for organizational purposes, but I'm going to want to plug in my actual averages below the data sets. So first I'm going to look at average for response time. So I'm going to click on the box that is below the data set next to my average here, and I'm going to go to formulas and insert function. And average pops up right away. You can always search for it in this little search box. Press OK. And then you should recognize this handy dandy box for our functions here. This time we're only pulling one column's worth of data. We're not looking at an array. So I'm just going to drag all of the data for response time. There it is, B3 through B12. I'm going to press OK. And I've got my 6.92 response time. Alright, so then the next thing I'm going to do is the exact same thing for accuracy. I'm going to go to the box underneath my data set. I'm going to press Insert Function. Average is selected. And then I need to drag down my pointer here. And 7.6, that should match up with what you have. Now, some people, I know I'm always looking for a quick little trick to try. So if you do not want to go to this insert function every single time, what you can do, and sometimes this is nice if you just have a set of scores and you're looking for a really quick average. So let's say for response time, I want to have an average that pops out in this box. I'm just going to highlight all of my data. And then I'm going to go over to AutoSum. Should be in the upper right, but I obviously don't want to do a sum. I don't want to add all those up, but I want my average. So I'm just going to click on that, and it will pop our 6.92 right below the last box that you've highlighted, last piece of data. So I'm going to do the same thing for accuracy, and you can try it as well. Highlight everything. AutoSum, click on that little drop down box and press average. There you go. So really quickly, I threw together another sort of practice that you can do. I was thinking about when I was teaching first grade and how in Chicago there were many, many, many days that we did not get to send the students outside, and I would be losing my mind. So as I was looking out my window today, I was thinking about if the cold kept students inside or not. I didn't know, but I'm feeling for you guys if you had to have indoor recess today. So I was thinking of from January to May. If we have our weeks, maybe there aren't 18 weeks, I really didn't do the math there, but how many days per week were there indoor recess? So as you can see, there's a variety. I think 4 being the most, and then 0 happening on some weeks. So I want to find the average for this. So I am going to do it the way I just showed you, which is pretty easy. AutoSum, average. So a little more than 1 day a week during basically the spring semester that you would have indoor recess. That's a lot, even though it's just 1 day, but we could do it again the other way rather, where we're going to click on the box that's underneath our data, go to formulas, insert function, average is selected. Alright, select my data, okay, and I got the same thing. That's a good sign. So if you want to check yourself, that's one way you can do it too. But hopefully that helps with average. Again, it's not going to be your go-to most important piece of information, but as hopefully you're reading in the PowerPoint and in the book, measures of central tendency are important and can be helpful tools.